It's Thursday evening, September 18th, post-market. The market, for the most part, made all-time highs today and all-time high close. S&P 500 did basically everything except for the NASDAQ. It was a broad market rally across almost every sector. I wouldn't be fighting this or shorting this. However, unless something like comes out fundamentally. But what I like a lot more is Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a good day today. You see, and it was wanting to break 118,000. Couldn't quite get it done, but I think it's going to get it done soon. This is a big resistance point. The last time it got up to this range, investors were struggling to want to buy it for more. However, it didn't reject very, very strongly, and so eventually you're going to run, and it's back at this point. And so you keep testing the point. Well, it's a big resistance point, but it's going to break that resistance eventually once you run out of sellers. But yeah, this is kind of a price range where right now there's, an equal or more amount of sellers than buyers, and you're going to run out of sellers eventually and then pop for higher. A nice way to play Bitcoin is not only with MSTR, which is the typical way I would play it and the better way, but when you feel like you got a breakout in the works, you're going to get better return on MSTU. I wouldn't play MSTU all the time. It's a 2x ETF of MSTR. However, you're not going to get exactly 2x based on how it all works, and so that's why I would be cautious playing it all the time. This morning I got $6.50 calls on MSTU for $5 or 5 cents a share, and that was a steal, I thought. You can still get it for 10 cents, which I think is a pretty good deal, based on, and that's expiring not this Friday, but next Friday, September 26th. Yeah, I think that's going to end up making a big return. I see by that time, I think Bitcoin will have broken this resistance point here. Yeah, I'm going to lay off on puts for Moderna. I'm not going to fight the market right now. Same thing for open. Shorting open, straight up short would be okay. Puts, I would avoid. And yeah, that's basically it. Silver, there's actually a few more things I want to add. Silver, I still like silver, of course. I think silver is always a good, nice investment. But Bitcoin, MSTR, MSTU, right now I think is going to make the biggest return. Because I think Bitcoin is going to have a big day. And we'll look at actually the intraday chart as well, what it was doing today, and what it's doing right now. But first, mention just some other overall investments I think are good if you want to have some diversity, or if you got, if you got a lot of money or whatever, you're not going to want to dump it all in one thing here. So it's not just silver, also China stocks are good. You can get a China ETF, like a 3x ETF would be good, I think. And then also stocks like Home Depot, they're going to probably do very well in the coming future, because there's going to be a lot more moving going on, like people moving houses because of the rate cuts. With the high interest rates, nobody was wanting to move, basically. They had a low interest rate locked in, and they wanted to hold on to that. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin. Like I mentioned about the daily chart here, is facing some resistance, but it's coming into this resistance strong. When you keep poking the resistance, it's going to break. But look at the intraday chart, and it ran up to that point here, fairly strong. So it's kind of expected that it would reject based on running into a resistance point so fast, but not a strong rejection, and it keeps testing it and keeps testing it. Right here would have been nice to break out, but it is still a little early. Not unreasonable to have some selling. It's coming back for more right now, and if it comes in here tomorrow and starts chopping up here tomorrow, that is a major buying opportunity, in my opinion. If tomorrow it's chopping up in this range, yes, don't look at it like, oh, it's a big resistance point, so it's not a buying opportunity. It's coming into the resistance point, like that it's signaling that it's gonna break for more. And even right now is actually kind of an important moment, because if it continues going higher, it's coming back into that resistance point. And when you keep poking the resistance, eventually you're going to run out of sellers. What's going on is, a lot of investors want to sell at this price. That's why it's the resistance point. If you keep getting there and keep getting there and keep getting there, well, eventually you run out of sellers, and then that's when you break higher. And so, like I said, it's important if it keeps going higher right now, that'd be really bullish. And it looks like it is on the 1 minute chart. This is looking like a nice, good bounce back to the upside. So now I think that is pretty well it. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Catch you all tomorrow. Good luck.